even though they protect us and give us some sense of comfort, they alienate people one from the other. If my solution to death anxiety is different than yours, I have to kill you because you're a threat. And so we end up tearing each other apart, you know. And it's not just religious issues that lead to these differences between people. It's just the fact that we form a bond with our own kind, so to speak, and are thereby alienated from others.
I wonder if you could expand more on this key concept that as a child, some of these defenses are adaptive, but they become maladaptive when we become an adult.
The defenses bend us out of shape. The child does the best. The child does his best to avoid painful anxiety states or unhappiness. And the defenses shield them from that unhappiness. In a sense, they identify with the aggressor and align themselves with the person that's hurting them, and internalize those attitudes, those destructive attitudes toward themselves and other people. It's more comfortable for the child to identify with the powerful parent than be victimized. If you have a parent that's emotionally unstable and volatile, let's say, the child would rather see himself as bad than see the parent as dangerous, because he relies on his parents for his life. So in a sense, it's self-protective. You actually, later on, you replicate the parental environment by choosing someone similar to your parents to relate to very often. Then you project things onto them and distort them. And eventually, you may even provoke them into being away. So in other words, once you form a defense, you're adapted to that type of situation, and you're uncomfortable with anything that's different. The very things that keep you from coming apart are the things that later on lead to maladaptive character traits and an intolerance of something better, actually, of a better life.
As you're talking, I'm thinking of that famous saying that everyone would agree with, which is the unexamined life is not worth living. But very few of us actually examine in our adult life the extent to which we're still acting out these childhood patterns. In our relations with other people is a good example.
That's right. And there's so much hurt, unnecessary hurt, from that type of behavior. And that's what motivates me to write this book. I really do believe if we become self-conscious and understand ourselves, that in that, and that becomes integrated into man's knowledge generally, you know, it's a basic part of their education, that we might be able to change some of these things that are inevitably leading to destruction. We're innocently destructive to a large extent, but we can get better for our own sake and for the sake of our relationships.